are a sleeping giant. Your genome is a powder keg of raw potential. A simple swab is all it takes to pull back the curtain and unlock the true power encoded within you.
Enough games, Mason. Time to spike!
Not so fast, Seaver!
Don't wait for greatness.
Superpowers are now approved for human use. Power Brokering goes public with Pinnacle Laboratories and
That one's tricky. Gonna cost you. We can make you super.
Lullaby and go bright. Now it's time to refuse them. Now you're tougher, make them suffer. For the agent must pay. Let your powers unfurl. Kill them all and the girl.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of UHS Presents. This is a special episode, and joining me tonight is Lori and Eric.
Hey,
Foster. Yeah,
and
you
Laguna.
And Laguna, yay, Laguna's here. We also have, we have the two minds behind the Power Broker comic. We got Todd. Hi, Todd.
How are you?
And John. Hi, John. How are you two?
Not too bad.
Excellent.
Are we all falling asleep? Is that
Yeah.
where we're at right now?
Been a busy day.
You said we had to do a stream tonight. You didn't say I had to be awake for it.
It's fine.
A little later than the last one.
Yeah. I just got tortured at the dentist, so like I got energy. I'm good right now.
I remember those days. They
don't,
say they're helping, but
don't pick grape fluoride though. It's I made that mistake today. It's no good. It's
Disappointing.
the worst.
that's so weird because that's the flavor of the fluoride that I have right now, and it is really bad. I go for bubble gum. I mean, there's no such thing as tasty fluoride, but you gotta go for the bubble gum.
Yeah, the grape is kind of like grape Hubba Bubba mixed with Elmer's glue.
But and it burns. Why does it burn?
It burns.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I use Act the Act mouthwash with the fluoride because my teeth are so fucked up from a decade of braces that I'm afraid that they will fall right out of my head. So I do whatever I can to make them stay where they are.
I think I stopped getting fluoride when I was a kid, though. I haven't gotten them as an adult. The fluoride.
Yeah, no, I do. I do extra. You can buy it at Walmart or.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant the dentist where they put the.
Yeah, our dentist does.
Thank
like
God I don't go to the dentist very often.
Oh yeah.
They
right.
paint it on. Like it's not the same.
Right. So speaking of fluoride,
paint on stuff. Yeah.
how many teeth does that Hugh Hefner guy actually have?
Yes.
He's got like
That
4 or
question, I
5.
will not answer it.
He's
I
like a
didn't
shark. I
count.
guess he's got 2 rows.
That was not in the script. I was just in a mood.
Artistic license.
I love it. Yeah.
I mean, it helps him chew more, right?
Fear of teeth thing.
I don't remember.
I don't remember
what it's called.
And the stomach.
I don't know if the number of teeth he has is a spoiler, but
No, it
doesn't seem very spoilery.
I feel like you guys could definitely get Todd and John to give you spoilers if you ask the right questions.
Can we make it so that the number of teeth that Hugh has becomes a plot point, so that like that is a spoiler if you actually answered that question?
It's not so much the number of teeth as it is like the level of decay as a metaphor for, you know, society and how it, you know, it requires cleaning and, you know, maintenance. And don't forget the floor.
Right.
And
That's
it's like,
really
if
what we
this
were
is
trying to
a-
get across, I think.
Yeah, if this is in America, like if Power Broker Universe is like America, then you know your teeth are treated as separate entities from the rest of your body. So like he almost certainly doesn't have insurance.
Right.
So he probably can't go to the dentist anyway.
Nobody wants to pay deductibles for that many teeth.
Why do these discussions keep devolving into how capitalism is bad?
Yeah, bodily fluids and parts.
Yeah, no, capitalism is because capitalism is affecting everything.
That's fair.
It's such a part of our lives. I don't know what can we do about it.
So we should talk about the trailer we just played in case you guys aren't aware of what it is. We're currently running a Kickstarter. If you want to put the link, Sarah, across the bottom.
Oh, fine.
For our new series called Power Broker, we're running a Kickstarter for issue 1. We already funded. We're into stretch goals. There's 69 hours to go. I'm sure there are jokes to be made about that.
No lowbrow humor here.
What? And Cabo Foster in the comments is also still running his TikTok voice acting challenge for Power Broker. There's been a ton of entries already. You still have time to get yours in.
I'm excited to hear. I did not expect to have as much. I was like, I did not expect to have the fun that I had with the last one. So I'm very excited for this one.
Yeah, and I'm told we have like way more female entrants than normal, which is like, I'm very excited about that because I really want to encourage.
Yeah, extra cool.
Well, a lot of female roles, you know.
Yeah. So I'm really excited. And then I guess we should talk. So the trailer we just watched was also, it was cut back from a longer trailer that Todd had written. And we had actually recorded all of the voices for the entire trailer. And because of that, we ended up with a really good reel of Cabo Foster screaming and grunting and yelling. So what Eric did is he made a second trailer that we were hoping to show you guys. That's basically just kind of a montage of art from Power Broker with screams and grunts the entire time, because we really thought like he put so much work into this and then we cut it out. You guys need to hear all of the range of the screams.
I haven't watched it yet either, so I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Ryan Robinson's here, so we got another person in the comments here saying what's up, and he did he said yes with the clapping emoji, so I think he's ready for the screaming and grunting as well.
Yes.
I know. Okay. All right. Are we ready?
Do it.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
So excited.
We can make you super.
Give us someone to kill!
In a world as complex and diseased as this, would humans be given more power?
Oh, that was great. Pretty
Like-
much a demonic possession. That's what it sounds like.
There's such a variety in the.
Oh yeah.
I particularly like the ones with distortion. That was a nice touch.
That was very good.
I can only imagine what his neighbors thought. You know.
Right.
Like
In his little apartment,
yeah,
just screaming into this tiny booth.
What time of day did you do that at?
Yeah,
Thank you so
Jamie's
much for
here,
pledging.
Rice is here. Rice says, "Sorry, I missed the first 12 minutes. It's okay though because we didn't like plan this one.
Well,
this one's not a regularly scheduled one, so it's okay."
well, Rice, hopefully you got that montage. when you
Yeah, I
got
hope
here.
so. Otherwise, when we're done, you got to go back and watch it again because that was well worth the rewind.
Yeah, I gotta watch that again.
Right. Yeah, so we thought we would, because there's so many good screams and grunts that we thought we would.
Yeah, there was
So much,
so much
I don't
effort.
know how much this stuff got cut out because, like, I did almost nothing for y'all, and even one of my lines got cut. So I was like, that must have been a hell of a script in the beginning.
Yeah.
I'm kind of disappointed that we couldn't have the whole thing. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. It's that's a great. As soon as we're done this stream, though, I'm gonna put this video up on Kickstarter. I feel like people need to enjoy.
Yes.
Everyone needs to enjoy
Make
it.
sure it goes up on YouTube at some point too, because like we got to make sure that it's there for everybody, because that's gonna get us some views, man.
Yeah, it should be scheduled for immediately following this stream, actually.
Yeah. Is there context on the video? Like, is there?
I think I named it "A Man Yells into a Microphone for a Minute."
Okay.
So
Cable Foster said Rice also did several versions of the Power Broker voice acting challenge, so that's cool.
oh, very
Awesome.
nice.
Excited
Oh,
to
I'm
hear more
excited.
from Rice. Yeah, because he was on for our last one too. So yeah.
So the winners, are we going to use them for like the extended trailer? Is that what it is?
Well, basically they're gonna come on the live stream with us. We're gonna talk to them. You know, we're gonna share all of their stuff. We're gonna give them some Power Broker. Probably give them each a copy of Power Broker. Give them some prizes. And then what we might do is use them in future trailers, or hire them for future stuff. Like, it's kind of a bunch of things. Good stuff for them, good stuff for us. Yeah.
Nice.
Just
We'll do our
going
own War of the Worlds radio show or something.
Right. Well, there's, we have a lot of plans in the future for potentially audio dramas and audio comics. So we want like a really big pool of voice actors, talented voice actors. Sorry?
I'm excited for the accessibility stuff because we had it was months ago now that we were talking to accessibility advocates and asking them what we can do to make our comics more accessible. So I'm very excited for that project. It's going to be a huge undertaking, but we're going to have jobs for lots of voice actors, and once it's done, it'll be really, really great, I think, because there's not that many comics out there that are accessible to people who are blind and deaf. So and I don't actually even know all the different things that we could tailor the comics to be more friendly to. So, if anybody has any suggestions for that, put them in the comments, and because we if we don't know, we can't do anything about it. So
I mean, I love that you guys just filmed the trailer for it or produced the trailer. I think that's fantastic, because it really looks like a movie,
That's all you, man.
Oh yeah, and Eric, the score was great.
Things
The metal,
and write
metal
music.
score.
It really helped to have so much art from John.
Yes.
A
lot of very incredible art.
Yeah, exactly. That makes our lives way easier.
Thank you. We only have what, like
having the good
7
art
issues
makes
worth right here.
But you know, there's a certain amount, like you got to have an eye for that stuff. So like Eric does a good job with the trailers. I don't know who all had their hands in the trailer this time, because I was sending stuff to a bunch of different people for the trailer stuff. So how many people
Todd wrote it. Todd wrote the trailer. John, of course, drew everything, and it's all amazing. Let's see, you, Sarah, Lori, Bo, and I think Bo's wife
Yeah,
also did a voice, but that also got cut because like it was a cool trailer, but it was like 5 minutes long or something.
Yeah, I thought it would condense a lot more, you know.
Did you actually build the whole trailer before realizing that it was too long, or did you stop and you went, oh shit, this is too long?
Well, everyone recorded the voice stuff, so I just lined all the voice stuff up in the.
Yeah, we lined the audio up, and then we
Right.
were like, "Oh shit,
this is going to be long." This is without me, accounting for extra space or whatever if I need to. So, I'm going to start just pulling things out and trying to make it make sense.
Yeah,
See if we can
you did a good job.
Yeah, if you actually like decide that you're gonna like do that whole thing, maybe it can be like a Patreon reward or something for them to get to see it. Like nobody else.
I'm glad you included the Pinnacle ad to start it off. You know.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. The whole it makes the whole thing feel more like a commercial / trailer.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was going for because there was some really good narration, obviously, and I thought it made it feel more like an infomercial, like a really cool infomercial.
Right.
So I kind of, modeled it around that idea. And that's just kind of where it went then.
Yeah.
And the song, you were like, something kind of Smashing Pumpkins-ish, and I'm like,
yeah.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I'll see if I can tap into that a little. I should send you the whole song. Actually, there are some bits that are a little more Smashing Pumpkins-ish.
Yeah.
But
do you record all the instruments separately and then piece it together?
Guitar, bass guitar, and then I have digital drums. I have a plugin called Superior Drummer. And then you can
you basically program the drums.
Right, and then you can buy samples. So they're actually real drums, but someone's in 2018 played them and recorded them, and then.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. So,
hey, I mean, it sounds like a professional recording, you know.
Yeah, it sounds fantastic. Yeah.
I'm pretty happy with this new setup. Yeah.
That's a question for Sarah.
That was Sarah.
That was Sarah.
Me. It was me.
We forced her to do it. I think she was pretty reluctant, but she has a wonderful voice, so I really wanted her to.
I wasn't exactly reluctant. It just came out so creepy sounding, and then when I listened to it back, I started listening to it back. I was like, okay, I can't listen to this whole thing. I have to just no. And so I just sent it. I recorded like 3 or 4 different versions, and then I sent them off to Lori and Bo. I don't remember who. I sent it to a couple of people, and I was like, just take the one that you want.
the Brahms lullaby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, and you know how you said, because like they just sent, somebody sent me the words that you had written for it, and said it's a creepy, what'd you say, like, sinister and sexy lullaby, and I was like, what? How? Sinister, sexy?
Yeah, because Todd had specified Brahms, but we had, I guess when we cut the script up, we cut that piece out by accident.
Yeah, but it didn't matter because. Yeah, it didn't matter because I looked at it and just reading it and just like turning it into a song in my head. I was like, I was like, just to clarify, I went to Lori. I was like, just to clarify, I'm supposed to sing this like the Brahms lullaby, right? And she's like, yeah. Nobody actually told me that. I just figured it out on my own because you did the words perfectly with the.
Yeah, well, I wanted to give that added direction also, so you kind of know. I mean, once you get the lyrics down, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess it helps that that's generally the very first thing I think of when I think of a lullaby is that song. So
Right.
Right.
that helps too.
Which makes it extra creepy that she twists it like that, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, and then that fucking song, like not the, that actual with the words and everything was in my head for like a week after I did that, and I kept singing it out loud to myself. And when I was singing it, and Jeff heard me, and he was like, "What the fuck is that? What are you?
Are you okay?"
You were in the bed. He was in the shower when I was recording it, so I don't guess he didn't hear it. But yeah,
No, it's the same trailer. The question is, was it a different trailer? And
yeah,
no,
the one we
same.
played at the very beginning is the same.
the official
It's
trailer.
the same one. We just like to replay it in case people haven't seen it from the Kickstarter. And then, of course,
And then
after
the
that,
one-
which you
yeah.
just barely missed, Eric took a montage of just Bo's screams and grunts, and he made a second trailer with that, just for funsies.
Speaking of the Kickstarter, where are we at right now?
That is a good question. Let me reload to make sure. We're at 5186. Our upcoming stretch goal is 6K to
A lot
unlock.
of backers, though.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have 233 backers with 5186, which is really great.
I'm excited about that. You know,
There you go. This
And I
is
can't
so
make
weird.
any
The way that I do
jokes
this,
about
if I
that.
adjust the screen, it's so weird how this works. I can adjust the screen to make it.
Oh, whoop.
Yeah, there we go. Isn't that party? So weird.
But yeah, so if we hit that 6K and we go over a little bit, we're gonna be it's gonna unlock the Power Broker. If you scroll down just a bit, it should be right at the top. The second shirt design,
The
that
shirt.
one. For anyone getting a shirt or as an add-on as well, they'll get that one.
Okay, I'm done with scrolling. Yeah, this is
Yeah,
the
Lori,
$6
would
shirt.
would you
Nice
talk
blue.
about the different like pledge amounts? What that gets you? Just to clarify, like the prints.
Yeah, sure. If I don't know if you wanna here, let's see.
I will scroll. You tell me when to stop. Let
sure,
me
we
get
can
down to the board section here.
Yeah, so $5 gets you the digital edition, and just as a response to Rice here, seriously, any amount helps us a huge deal. Even if you just get the digital, even if you just donate $1,
Even just
Yeah.
sharing.
even just
Yeah,
sharing is a huge deal for us, because like after about 3 days, the social media algorithms are like, and they don't show anything that we post. So whenever a new person shares our stuff, it gets it across to that many more people, and it's a huge
Mhm.
deal.
Just-
Thank you.
Forward
Yeah,
it to that one aunt.
Yeah, just
Be like, there's an Algerian prince who needs your help back in this comic book.
please.
Yeah, that's something that if you don't have any that like Lori said, even $1, like we love you if you even give us $1. But if you can't give us $1, we understand, because we're all broke too. So
Yes,
I am so broke. But also, like if you share it to your social media and then like ask your friends to share, that is so helpful. Like it seems like it's such a dumb thing, but it really does help, like a lot. Like a lot. Like totally. This is,
Yeah,
I'm
because the algorithms.
so tired.
I'm excited for the people to get the issue itself, though, just to see what it's all about. You know.
yes, yeah, I'm really excited. I think that we're just going to keep building fans as we go, as people
Yep.
see it. Yeah, because
So
it
the
really
weird
is.
thing-
It's. I think people are like, oh, another superhero book, but it's not another superhero book. It's a unique thing. It's a different thing.
Yep.
The art is unlike anything you've ever seen. Like, just trust us.
Yes.
Yeah, that write up was pretty good. I mean,
Yeah.
it shows the differences between this and like the standard fare, standard superhero fare.
Right.
Completely
Yeah.
different concept, kind of a novel trope,
Hey, Juice.
I forgot. I saw J-Man. I saw your comment. Thank you for the compliment. And I didn't want to like totally ignore it. I just was like, gotta wait for an opening, and then every time an opening happened, I forgot. I'm so tired.
So Kabo was asking how you came up with the idea for Power Broker. Where did you?
I mean, who wouldn't want superpower? I mean, I think I spoke about it last time. Growing up, I would always create my own pantheon of superheroes with my friends, and we had villains and heroes, and kind of just evolved from that. But also thinking about like what would a world be like if you could have superpower, and how it would change like the dynamic of that reality. And then the story just kind of grew out of that.
Yeah, and how we keep bringing up capitalism, but how capitalism would function with superpowers if you can buy them and sell them, and oh my God, it's such a.
Man, I'm not gonna lie, I'd like to have been the person to figure that out. Holy shit.
And how laws would have to be rewritten to, basically police this world.
Yeah, I mean, our laws are so archaic that they don't even cover the shit that you can do to other people on just with social media and just the internet. You can ruin somebody's life with the internet, and we don't have laws that cover that yet. So imagine how horribly far behind our laws would be for like governing superpowers. Oh my God.
We need to get our shit together real quick.
Well, which is why it's sort of a zero tolerance for any sort of foul play, malfeasance involving superpower, because, it's not like a 3 strikes you're out little slap on the wrist. If you commit a major crime with a superpower, that's it. You get one chance.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, I mean, and I think that's the only way it could be in the world. If to give humans more power, we abuse our power as it is.
Right.
To give them more power, there'd have to be some sort of a fail-safe on that.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then like every time, like I'm thinking about tech, like the tech that we actually have again, like every time somebody figures out a way, like for Apple, they've managed to be very secure in blocking their phones from being accessed by people who shouldn't access them. And like even still, people have come up with the back doors to get around it. So somebody's going to get around the taking away the superpower stuff too. Like that has to be, somebody's going to work on it just as soon as the law enforcement's going to get. So that's in my mind. It was like the people who are making the powers and giving you powers are like Apple. And then there's always some a-hole that's trying to get in there and get around
and that figures into this story too, because
cool.
So when the powers are revoked, when a power broker revokes the power of a violator, it implants a genetic block. I call it a chastity belt, which kind of like impairs their chromosomes from being modified in the future. So the central plot point in this story arc is someone figures out how to kind of overwrite that. So it becomes like an open season for criminal power jackers, because now people that had their powers revoked previously, now it's like open season. They can get superpowers again and commit more crimes.
Wow, that's Juice Lee on YouTube asked a good question. They also said this is the first time that they've been on for our live chat thing. So hey, welcome, and hope you keep coming.
Okay, let's address some of these questions here.
Yeah, we definitely have a lot more. Even before I brought John a script of 16 issues back in 2016, 277 pages. So we have a lot of material. A lot of it's already done. This is a series that's going to go on, so it's not just a one-hit wonder. A lot of material, a lot of stories to tell for sure.
Yeah. So we're probably looking at, like Todd said, 16 issues. So 2 trades, maybe 3 trades, depending on how it lines up. And we have a bunch of them done. So we're just starting off with this one. And then...
Do we want to say how many?
What was that?
Do you want to say how many right now, or should we just not?
How many issues?
Yeah.
That are done right now, or
Yeah.
Or how many are done?
Yeah, should we say that, or do you not want to say that?
Oh no, it's fine. Yeah, we have 7 done, right? Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah. So we're going to be releasing them every couple of months, basically, between our other books. So yeah, you guys should get caught up pretty quickly.
Yeah,
That
and
just
people won't have to
hit
wait.
me like next year is going to be fucking crazy, isn't it? We are going to be so busy next year. The second half of this year suddenly became very hectic with the comics, and now next year is going to be wild from start to finish. Wow, I'm excited, but also I'm like, oh no.
Oh, it's going to be great. Energy.
If I actually get to graduate when I'm supposed to, then I can actually be way more energetic for comics, because I have to give some of my energy to the school shit, because I don't care about getting an A, but I do care about passing. Like, I gotta pass the class at least.
Of course.
What are you going to school for, Sarah?
I'm getting a BFA. It's graphic design still, but before our studio really started to explode here and we started to really gain momentum, I was like, I need to get a regular job so that I can fund my comics job. so I was like trying to get a different job that was in graphic design, because I've been doing jobs that are like I had a manager job for the university and stuff, but it wasn't very graphic designy, and that's what I want to do. So I was like, everybody for graphic design was like, you need a bachelor's degree. And so I was like, fine, I'll get a fucking bachelor's degree. And now I'm doing it. And now the studio's picking up. And I'm like, maybe I didn't need that. I think I'm still going to need another job for a little while. But I'm like hoping, I hope that we keep doing so well, and we keep making more books for everybody, and it'll be so cool. Anyway, people are starting to ask questions here.
Yeah, the questions about the chastity belt. So there's a device called a rescinder, which looks kind of like a hockey puck with teeth. So if there's a rampaging jacker and they need to stop this person, they affix it to the skin and they activate it, and it basically shocks their genome back to normal, and it kind of revokes the superpower. It's almost like I kind of equated it last time to the ghost trap from Ghostbusters, where it sucks the ghost back in. But this is like, it just takes the superpower back. It kind of reverses the process that brought them the superpower to begin with. But it also implants a genetic block, and that's called the chastity belt, which prevents any future upgrade. And it's kind of foolproof. Up until this point in the series, or in this world, it hasn't been, no one has been able to counteract that.
Right.
But now we get to a point where someone has figured out how to do that, and that's kind of like,
right. I was gonna say that's a little foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Right there.
yeah. I mean, maybe that's too much information, but
I feel like spoilers in this case just make people more excited to get more books.
Yeah.
So
And you can't have a cool story.
It's not terribly spoilery anyway.
I never actually asked you though, Todd, with the whole naming scheming and everything, about basically what, because my take on this whole thing was it's sort of like a dark noir parody almost, like mostly serious but with a tint of parody. Yeah,
I would say so. There's a lot of dark satirical comic humor, obviously a lot of it, especially in the prison sequence too. I think in issue 3, maybe, is it 3 or 4? And obviously Hugh Hefner. I mean, it's definitely a darkly comic. I mean, sort of a dark take on cannibalism, I guess, on a massive scale.
Well, yeah, that'd be an interesting one to talk about when that comic comes up. Because I had a kind of a take on him too that we did talk about that we're not talking about right here at this moment.
Yeah, you nailed the haircut though. I mean, the bowl cut, the Donald Trump kind of.
I wasn't gonna say it. Well, We've had like, because I've been posting a lot of the Hugh Hefner art because it's really awesome. We've had so many people be like, "Is that
Right.
who I think it is?" And I'm like, I can't tell you one way or
Neither
another.
confirm nor
I
deny
would
that.
say not categorically or specifically, no.
Right. But I feel like it worked out
Yeah. It
well.
actually it preceded his office, though. I think.
Right.
Or when
Yeah, I
wrote
think you're
it,
right.
So, I mean, yeah, it's just coincidental.
It was what's the word?
Apropos.
Yeah, like you predicted some things. I feel like it's kind of very metaphorical of that. Anyway,
It's like
That's funny.
it's a synchronicity, you know.
yes.
Synchronous event.
That's
That's
quite like
actually on my resume. I do prophetic artwork. It's that's why I charge them.
Hire John.
I'm just telling you, if you want to know what your future is, but you may not like the answers.
Right.
Control them.
You're the Potentia Supermax prisoners, though, like their transformation, you really like hit the ball out of the park on those. Some amazing designs. I can't wait for people to see those.
Yeah, I was about to say we're still only in the first issue, man. We're gonna calm down.
I know.
Pump the brakes.
Yeah.
John's trying to do the tarot reading.
Tarot drawing.
Yeah,
And then
I want to see John's tarot deck because you probably would have like drawn that all yourself too, right? That's
Yeah, I mean, it's basically I keep it behind a screen, and I actually just have flashcards because tarot decks, and I don't bother with that. And I just tell people what they want to hear. It's an excellent business model.
Isn't that all fortune tellers?
You could make a mean tarot
now
deck.
I know your secrets.
I know a lot of people who've made tarot decks, and it's I know a lot of them will say it's a no short undertaking, which I tell people about that about comic books too.
What is it?
Because
Like
I actually was looking back. You and I were looking over the entire series the other day, and it dawned on me when I was looking back at it that when I started this book, I was basically an amateur at comic books. Way back when, like. I have to remember exactly
you cut your teeth on this for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'd done like a few for like free just to get my to more cut my teeth, and this is the time I was like, I think I can do that. Yeah. Like I was a painter.
Yeah. And you jumped right in. Like this isn't an easy book. Like it's not.
Right.
No, it's funny. I was like, yeah, I can draw. I could figure this out. And then Todd was throwing a lot at me, and I was, I think when you're like pushing, sometimes it's like, oh my God, this is so hard to figure out. But I think after you get through things and you do it several times, you're really grateful for it.
Your paints really shine on the covers, though. I mean, they're gorgeous.
Yes, I'm glad we can give you a chance to paint stuff.
Yeah, I really do like doing covers. It helps when you know the story a little bit too, especially when there's a lot of stuff that you can play with, and that's actually an area I'd love to explore more and push on it. And that, so I'm looking forward to seeing what we can do with the rest of this issue or this series rather, because we've got some stuff that's going to be interesting to draw later on, for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, issue 4 and 5 are already just crazy. Like, there's so much crazy stuff.
Yeah, 5's the big action issue.
I don't remember. I don't know which one was the one that you sent me to read the very first time. You were like, "Hey, does this look like a good comic to you?" That's Lori's process when she gets a new comic, because she sends it to all of us, and she's like, "Read this and tell me what you think."
I think that was 7. Might have been 7.
Yeah, I just remember I was like, I have no idea what's going on, but I want to know. So it's like, that's my clues. Like if I'm reading it, and when you throw somebody in the middle of the story like that, it's always gonna be, I'm gonna be confused. But yeah, like I was like, I don't know what's going on, but I need to. So that was like, to me, it was like, yep, this one's a keeper, because I'm interested enough that I want to figure out the missing pieces that I don't have yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's actually kind of a fun experience. I feel like we don't get that very much more in media anymore. Like I remember like trying to like catch anime on like midnight on Adult Swim or something like that, and you'd see like episode 14, you'd be like, watch the rest of the series, and then you have to wait till it cycles back around so you could watch the first part of it.
Right.
Yeah, I can't do
What
that
is
anymore
happening?
because streaming.
Yeah.
Or we could do that, but then you're just torturing yourself, right?
Yes.
Then you're just like a masochist, but you're also the sadist. That's got to be some kind of psychological thing that somebody's going to be studying if they haven't already.
Well, I think it was kind of interesting because in some cases, I think it made me enjoy things more because you're like, whoa, what's going on? Clearly, there's, I'm like, I'm late to the party kind of feeling, and you're like even more involved. You're like, oh, wait, I got to pick everything up, take anything for granted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can
And
remember a couple of different series that I ended up loving because I jumped in the middle like that.
well, with comics especially, like I think it's a hallmark of a good comic if you can jump in the middle and like still enjoy it, and the books like exist as separate entities as well as a full story. Like you can just pick up issue 5 and read it and like really like it, and then be like, okay, I'd really like to read the rest of this.
Yep.
Like without, yeah.
I like even like starting it like that, just jumping into the middle and then trickling in things that help people
Right.
understand what's going on. But maybe I'm weird.
I often, I don't know why, but people give me anthologies a lot, like just as gifts. And this is not something that happened after I started working with Unlikely Heroes. This is something that has been happening for freaking decades now. And I'll always, like, I'm often finding myself being very confused, and I'll read through the whole story in the anthology, like one single story, and go, I don't even know what's going on. And like they gave you no context. So that's frustrating. But when with the comic series, like with Power Broker, I read several issues into the comic, and so I'm confused and I'm frustrated because I'm not able to get all the information out of that one issue, but very comforted by the fact that I can go back and start at the beginning, whereas with the anthologies there might not be anything else to it. It's just this one story, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
Right.
You didn't make me happy at all in that story. So just pissed because I can't figure it out now.
All right. I got to talk about it. We're all thinking it. John draws the best boobs.
Right. We should bring that up again.
Boobs or butts?
Like and let me tell you why. Especially like in the action scenes and stuff, like they actually have weight. They seem to follow physics.
Right.
Like you get a lot of pinup artists and they're just, ellipses. And no matter what position they're in, they're the exact same ellipse.
Yep. Slabs of meat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And like every page, like I'm turning this, and like everybody looks great. Like everybody's physique looks great. Like it's I don't know how much anatomy you study, but like, yeah, the boobs specifically, it's just, I guess if you're in a world where everyone can have superpowers, everyone can have the best boobs imaginable.
Right.
Just yeah, don't get mad at me.
Actually, one of the things I really enjoyed in redoing the first issue was a lot of the background characters, because there was no script with them. They were just whatever. And sometimes those are more fun because, like, as I'm working on them, I kind of come up with where they're coming from and where they're going and, like, what kind of mood they're in. So, yeah, I mean, I think when I started out, definitely when I studied, to your question, or sort of question, I studied a lot on anatomy. I've got a lot of stacks of sketchbooks. And I still do that stuff. I like to try to kind of keep sharp and doing like color studies, or just like trying to see if like in 15 minutes I can knock out something quick and digital of like a sky that I just saw, like a sunset, and just try to retain that kind of information. When I was really kind of doing all of that and trying to kind of like build it and learn it from a construction kind of perspective, like where I could either take components of a person and sort of make a new individual, or just do it right out of like on paper, kind of out of your head, as some people say it. I was really going for more like canon, like Greek sculpture kind of stuff, like really like over the top stuff. Like looking at like Bern Hogarth is like nauseating as some of his anatomy books are. Like everything's like really to extremes. And then after working in that for a while, you can kind of figure out how to do it a lot more subtly, and that makes anybody who's like not like incredibly vascular and like super muscular or like ridiculous in terms of like a masculine or feminine presentation, you can still get that feeling in there in a much more realistic way, especially if you're doing a lot of life drawing. And that's a blast to do, especially if you get a good group. That's some really cool people that way.
Yeah, I've never seen like movement like that in a comic. Like it looks like it's comic, but it looks real, if that makes sense.
Oh, hey,
you can see the you can see the bone
has
structure underneath, like the ribs.
Right.
And, that's what makes it, like the hips, the hip bones, makes it more realistic.
I almost want to bring this over here. HDE, our letterer just said hello. I've long wanted to talk to you, man. So reach out to me sometime.
Nice. Yeah. That's awesome. I gave him the link. Cool.
Yeah, give him my email too. I'd love to chat with him sometime.
Yeah, we'll do.
But here, I'll go get this for you.
Yeah, HDE is our awesome letterer for Power Broker. He's really good. He's awesome. He's a piece of cake to work with. So if you need a letterer, I assume if he's not
quality
busy.
work, timely.
I was gonna bring my skeleton, but he's really not in the mood.
What?
It's behind a lot of stuff, and I don't want to break anything at this point.
Yeah, don't.
You have a medical skeleton?
Yeah, actually, I found one back when I was in art school. Like, I was like, man, like, where did they get all these like skeleton models that they have? And so I looked around and I found one that wasn't like horribly expensive. That was scientific grade, and it's done from a cast of a guy I think like named like Dave or something like that, or Bob, and that's what it was called. It's called Bob. And it comes, it's skeleton skull. It's got like little attachments so you can put like bands on it for like the muscles, but I don't have any of those.
Wait, it had a name tag? It had a name tag on it?
Yeah, it did. I don't know if it was actually the name of the guy who donated his skeleton to science, but they called it Bob.
I mean, I hope it's the guy's name. Like,
I've dressed him up a number of times. Like, I gave him like this like medieval hood once and like a pole axe, and it's got like a little Leary pipe thing. It was good stuff.
A little Grim Reaper.
Oh yeah.
Very. Have you seen the Omega Man?
Oh yeah.
Where Charlton Heston dresses up a dummy with,
like Napoleon,
and like has conversations with it and eats dinner with it and stuff, because he's the last man left alive. So what else is he gonna do? He's gonna dress up his. Is it a bust of Caesar or Napoleon? Anyway, I don't want to sidetrack it, but that's what that reminded me of.
Yeah, which that is one of the movies that's based on I Am Legend, the book, right?
Yeah.
And then it's also like Castaway, where Tom Hanks becomes friends with the volleyballs.
Yeah, Wilson, right.
Except the bust of Caesar or whatever it was is a little more anatomically correct human.
Actually, we had somebody replace one of the skeleton skulls with a volleyball, and that painted on it.
Oh God.
Oh man.
Yeah. We can't. Yeah, no. We dressed up. There's lots of different models, and a lot of those weird plastic mannequins at the university, like the ones that you actually put clothes on. Why are those there? Those are not good drawing references. They're just general humanish forms. They're not even. Yeah, they're not
androgynous.
You should be looking at for reference.
I don't know if you want to pop the campaign back on just so we can scroll down and show some of the art off in case anyone in the chat hasn't seen it. I will do that.
Oh, show the one with Kira breaking the Jacker's leg. That's a great representation of what we're talking about.
All right, just tell me when to stop.
Keep going.
Well,
right, yeah, that one right there.
That one.
Oh, hell!
Oh, was that your GIF?
Was that the GIF?
Yeah, it just loaded. That's why.
But yeah, I like the motion that it like there's you can see the motion in this static image.
Yeah, all the panels of all the books are like that. Like this is what you should expect for the entire series. It's really dynamic.
Well, we got the GIF. We can just take a look at that.
Yeah, you can show the GIF as well.
And you really get the perspective down too, John. The different angles, and you've really mastered that, I think.
Oh, I'm trying, man. No, literally, it's like, it's funny. And I get in like circles where you shop talk with pros and stuff like that. It's like, oh man, every day it's like, holy crap, how do I even do this? And at the end of the day, it's like, all right, I made it through.
Yeah, the one page reminds me a lot of One Punch Man, with like the huge punches that are happening and the movement and the blur and the.
Yeah, I've been looking at Murata a lot. I love his work.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would send me some of his stuff, like, this is what I want to do, and I was like, cool, go for it.
Yeah, because you can't get any more over the top than One Punch Man. Like it's the perfect. It's that kind of style.
Perfect is a good word for One Punch Man. I want more of it.
So detailed, you know.
Yeah, you can practically hear it.
Yeah, right. Like it's so dynamic. We keep covering John's face with this text, and I feel bad.
That's okay.
I don't know if there's any kind of way I can just make it like this, then none of us are there.
Okay. Then I feel less like we're targeting him.
Oh, there we go. Maybe that'll be all right.
Not bad.
I don't know if that will go, if we will pop down to the bottom when you take the comment off. So maybe that'll work.
But yeah, I think another sign of how good this book is that it works really well with the letters, and the letters are amazing, but you could look at it without letters and the point is given, the point is put across, which is also really important. Like both, you have to have both.
Are you disparaging?
I'm not. No, his letters are amazing. I'm just saying.
We got a really good letterer right here. I've been really enjoying how he's been working with this stuff, and I'm always like trying to like think about like, oh, this poor guy has to do this after me, so I got to make sure that he's got somewhere to put this stuff.
He needs to.
Yeah, I try to read the script. I'm like, wait, did I like cut off a word bubble here or something? And then like sometimes you get it wrong after you've drawn it, and you're like, oh no.
Which made the first issue, the original, like so difficult that it took so much longer just trying to figure out the panels where we're going to put the dialogue. It took probably a year, that first one.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, it was this was quite a process just getting to where we are now. So it's sort of funny because it's like we're at the start of putting it out here on Kickstarter, but Todd and I have known each other for a long time through emails and just working on this project, producing if like, I don't know, let's see, maybe 3 issues a year roughly.
Oh yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
What inspires me? That's a long conversation. A lot of things, really.
Well,
a lot of
give us
things.
the Reader's Digest version.
I'll give you the Reader's Digest. I've had some amazing people in my life, and I'm not saying that to be a Hallmark greeting card. I actually mean that. I really do love people, even the complicated ones. I grew up with like a lot, going back to the anatomy thing, with a lot of scientific books, and like my mother was in medicine, so I was around anatomy books, and I always thought skeletons were amazing. Like every Halloween, I wanted to be like Grim Reaper because I thought skeletons are cool. And I was like, I'm pretty sure I drew like badass skeleton warriors kicking everybody's butt. Like that was like my go-to. And then I would get sent to the guidance counselor's office because they're like, this child has problems.
Those are hard to draw. Skeletons. Wow.
But yeah, actually, it's funny to be doing superhero stuff because superheroes were sort of cool to me. Like I liked Iron Man a lot and Batman when I was a kid, and like I liked the X-Men was pretty awesome too because it was like such a cool like soap opera kind of like action story. But like science fiction and fantasy, specifically like hard science fiction, and then like ironically high fantasy but with a little bit of grounding. And I've been getting a lot more into that stuff lately too, but I won't say anything more on that right now.
Yeah, I like the hard sci-fi, like the classic, like Asimov and Frank Herbert and all that, and obviously like Lord of the Rings and all that high fantasy. It's big influence.
Yes, yeah.
Anime too. Like I was like a total closet anime nerd before it was cool, and like now like people are like, oh yeah, I watch all this stuff. Like it's like totally normal. Back in the day, like people would use a lot of words that have mostly fallen out of favor, thankfully. But that was kind of a weird phase for anime too, because like everything, like the kids that are watching it were like 14, 15 years old, and there's just like horrible stuff in all of those movies. But like, you sneak around, you get it, you watch it like midnight.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Like Berserk. I saw Berserk when I was pretty young for the first time. And it's absolutely fantastic. Don't get me wrong, but it's fucked up.
Yeah, the way that ends is just like, by the way.
I think I saw accidentally stumbled upon Vampire Hunter D. I think that was my first experience with anime. And
Bloodlust or the first one? Because this Bloodlust is amazing.
I think it was the first one. No, I don't think it was Bloodlust, but this was a while ago, so I just was unable to sleep one night, so I snuck back downstairs and turned on the TV, and it was just there, and it was like boobs, and there was this. I remember that being what's her name? She's got a really like a old lady name, doesn't she? Like, what is her name?
The girl character in that? I can't remember what her name was.
It's like Helen or something like that. It's like it's obviously an old lady name, but D saves her, or she asks him for help or something. I don't remember, but I do remember jumping in the middle of it and then being like, "Oh, I'd love to watch the rest of this," and then realizing that I will get the shit kicked out of me if I talk to people about this at school.
You guys remember?
I went to Catholic school.
Do you remember Fist of the North Star?
Yeah,
that was good. That was my favorite.
Doris, it was Doris. It's Doris. Yes, that is it.
I could see that. I could see Fist of the North Star as being kind of like a partial influence to like what we're looking at here too.
Yeah.
In terms of what you're doing with the action scenes, like
each of their powers is different, I guess similar to One Punch Man, kind of. Each strike has like a different effect.
Yeah.
Wow.
Some loud music.
Yeah, it just occasionally it just gets loud all of a sudden.
What the hell's going on? But maybe it's just trying to signal me that we're at our hour, so I should just turn up the lights and turn up the music.
Well, let's revisit. We could play the Grunty trailer one more time for everyone, for people who missed it, I guess. I like it. I don't know about you guys, but I think it's great.
It is. It's funny as shit. I love it. It's just funny to have the grunting in no context. It's so good.
But yeah, so let me, right before you put it up, let me just reiterate. Power Broker has like 60 something hours left. It's ending Friday mid-afternoon, early afternoon. We're really hoping to hit that $6,000 stretch goal and unlock the second shirt design. And we have more stretch goals planned after that if we get further than that. The issue's ready, so we're going to send it right off to print and get everything ready for you guys as quickly as possible. It'll go out in January. God damn it, cat. Sorry, he's trying to knock my lights down. And yeah, so back us, enjoy. It's going to be great. And please enjoy this. Do you guys have anything else to add before we put the grunting back on?
Should we all sign off and say goodbye?
Oh yeah, we can just end with that, I guess.
Just with Bo.
Yes, that works for me. This is a super professional ending.
Yeah, man.
We're so good at professional stuff, aren't we? So yeah. I was gonna let you all listen to the bees because I had the bees up here. I don't know if you saw her, the cat with the bees.
I can't currently hear the bees.
No, well, she left. She's like, fuck this shit, because I was gonna put her face in the microphone, and then she ran.
Oh yeah,
off.
I should address that too real quick. Miss Medusa printed and is shipping to me with the rest of Ian's art books. I'm going to be shipping all that out at the end of December, and then Power Broker is going to ship early January as soon as we get it. And you guys are going to have all of your stuff. We're going to be all cut up from delays of printers and COVID bullshit and whatever else was happening with them.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks to all the people that got this issue, and I think you're going to love it. It gets weirder, it gets cool, cooler, more exhilarating. I think you're going to love it. So, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, it just ramps. It keeps ramping up.
Yeah,
Only
it
gets-
does. It does.
Only gets better.
Thanks for
In
joining
a
us. this
direction
time,
that you
Eric.
don't expect.
Oh, sorry.
Uh, Whenever Lori's like, "Hey, you want to come on?" I'm like, "Okay." I can scoot 2 feet further to the right.
Is it even that far? Because sometimes we can still see your arm in the back there, like
That's
when you're
true.
sitting over
Maybe
there.
a foot and a half.
Sometimes you can see, you just can't see your face.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's like I'll like occasionally just see a weird random movement in the one edge, and then I'll be, oh, that must be Eric. It's not a cat.
John, what were you going to say? Kind of bulldozed you a little.
Oh, I was going to say it was nice to kind of meet you.
Yeah.
Nice
Yeah,
seeing
yeah.
everybody.
Great.
Yes,
Yeah.
at some
Did a
point
great
we're all
job
going
on
to meet in
that trailer.
person. We're going to do an Unlikely Heroes like con meetup or something. It'll be awesome once
as
this
many
bullshit
people
is over
as
with.
we can.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, that'd be great.
COVID. Now we got a new variant. Deal with this bullshit. So yeah, and this was a special stream for like to kind of celebrate the successful campaign of Power Broker, but like our normal scheduled program will still be on next week, like usual, 8:00 Eastern on Monday night. So yeah, so still come back for that. We just did this special, so that's it, right? Yeah. Thank you everybody
Cool.
who came and watched, and thank you, Todd and
We got
John,
a sword.
for coming and talking more.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And swords.
I brought-
What
I
is it
brought
with
more
Johns
food.
and swords?
I got more
They all
food.
have swords. Is that a
Sword
thing? Like, is that like, do they
skeletons.
pull you aside when you're a kid and be like, okay, so your name is John, so you need to have at least 3 swords? Is that a
I
thing?
played a lot of video games, and in lieu of like proper child rearing, so what I learned was carry a lot of swords.
Fair enough.
Is
Fair
that a
enough.
bastard sword? Is that
No,
considered
this
a
is an
bastard
arming sword.
Okay.
The category, I'll tell you sometime about all the categories on names. It's a silly affair.
We're going to bring John on just to talk
Yeah, I
about
was
swords.
gonna say we're gonna get
John and John. We can do a John swords smash. That's what we'll call
Yeah.
it.
John and John. We'll do a
Yeah.
fantasy
John sword
comic,
smash,
and we'll
yeah.
talk about
I've been
swords.
telling him, but he's like a groundhog. He sees a shadow, he just goes back away.
No, we don't really have a set show for next week. We could make this happen.
That sounds
Like,
great.
yeah,
I miss
joust
him,
or
and I
both.
haven't talked to him in a while.
We could. We
Yeah, we
should
can
try.
do that. We can get John.
Yeah, okay.
That would be a perfectly acceptable. I mean, we could even make it Christmassy because, like, we were trying to figure out some Christmassy shit that we could do, but like, Christmas swords seems
Santa
Christmas
swords.
swords.
perfect. Yeah,
We'll wear the hat.
I'm okay with it. Like, anything can be made Christmas, and literally anything can be. I mean, there's
It's
literally Christmas poo now, right? So
It's
anything
the
can be
Yule
Christmas.
sword.
Put some
Right.
red LEDs in the sword.
Yeah, the Yule sword. Yeah, exactly. So
Replace
Okay.
the pommel with a bell. Yeah.
we
Yeah,
should
right.
we should all go because
Right.
I need to go back to sleep, guys, and then I have like so much homework to do.
Lead us out with yelling.
Yeah, uhstudios.com/Kickstarter. Please enjoy this 1 minute long yelling.
Yes, yes. Thank you for coming, and have a great
Bye, guys.
rest of your week. And please come back and see us again on Monday, and maybe we'll have Johns with swords. So no promises, but maybe.
Adios,
So,
guys.
bye. Bye, everybody.
We can make you super.
Give us someone to kill!
Only in a world as complex and diseased as this would humans be given more power.